Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jam and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Obviously, today's video is all about the Cosmic Beauty Lovers palette. So I ordered this the second it launched pretty much, and I've used it a bunch of times because we're going to do a multiple looks video. I'm sure you've seen, hold on, I'm ruining things. I'm sure you've seen lots of videos with this already, but I wanted to have a turn playing with it. So that's what we're doing today. I've already used it, like I said, a few times. The first look I did, it was for Bub's birthday shenanigans. So I didn't film that one, but I did remember to take pictures and a little video clip, I think, of the look. And then I did 4 more looks, and I was trying to figure out what to do with it today. And I am having choice paralysis, so I thought, let's just do a bingo. I love a palette bingo, so that is my plan. I'm going to use my random number generator app thingy and randomly choose 5 different shades. So, all right, well, I've input 1 through 20, so let's generate the first shade, number 8, and the second shade, 11, and 20. All right, 2 more, 7, and last but not least, 16. Here's the color story. We have communication, mutual, loyal, devoted, and values. Let me go figure out what I can do with these, and I'll be right back and we'll do a look. All right, I'm pretty sure I have a tentative plan. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to go in first with the shade Mutual. I gotta say, the greens in this palette are really, really nice. I like them so much. I think they are absolutely beautiful. So I wasn't upset to get these. Probably forgot to mention in the beginning because, you know, I'm excited to play and forget to use my words, but I will definitely give you all of my current thoughts on the palette and all the things at the end after I've shown you, you know, the other looks that I've done and kind of see what this palette is capable of in my hot little hands. I don't have the best imagination, so, you know, keep that in mind. Now on the same brush, I'm going to go into the Devoted shade and just run that along the top. I do think that the pastel shades in this palette are pretty darn good. Now I'm just going to mix the two just for along the top. And I can go back in with that Mutual shade if I need to. Okay, now we have 2 shimmers and 1 matte. So I think I'm going to use the dark green shimmer called Communication on my Singe EO1, and I'm going to use that out here as like my deepest shade, where I would normally put my deepest matte. We're doing that, but with a shimmer. I know. Can you even believe it? Because, you know, you can do what you want with your makeups as long as you're happy. That's pretty cute. All right, I'm just gonna clean that off. And on the other side, I'm gonna go into Loyal. I've only used this one, I wanna say once or twice. And it strikes me as more of a topper kind of a shade. There's just not a whole lot of pigment to it, even though it looks very, very dark in the pan. I think it's probably one of those formulas that layers over another matte or shimmer beautifully. So you know what I might do? I think on that same brush, that same side, I'm going to bring the matte green down and then layer that shade over it and see if that gives me, not the whole way, because I want you to be able to see that, you know, that was a shade on its own. So now, on that same brush, I'm gonna go over that green matte. Yeah, I think that is an absolutely lovely, like, what the frilly heck is the word? I just had it. It's like alteration, but not. Gosh, why are words so hard? I'm wetting my Singe brush and going back into Loyal. You know, like you can use this to switch up how an eyeshadow looks, like a chameleon shade. That's not even the right word either. Wow. I think you know what I mean. Yeah, I mean, that just seems kind of wearable and nice. I'm gonna go into the green shimmer just to bring that in a little bit more. It's looking a little bit funkified, but I think that works. And that leaves us one more shade to use, which as soon as I got it, I knew what I was gonna do with it. And I suspect, if you know me, you might have an idea as well. On my Fill 2.0, which is my Moda Filbert brush, I am taking the shade Values. This shade right here is so bright and loverly. Man, it'll look, I think, a little better once my base is on. So let me go do the other eye, back on my base, and then I'll come back, show you the finished look, walk you through the other looks that I did, and give you my thoughts on this palette. Okay, I'm back, and obviously everything is done. Let me scoot you in for an up-close reconnoiter at the eyes. I used the two shimmer shades on my lower lash line and then brought that matte pastel blue down along the inner portion of my lower lash line. I love that blue. I think it is spectacular. I did add a little bit more after I did my face, but I didn't really have to. You could still see it just like it was, which Jackie Boy's here and he's helping me put things away. Things have gone out of control. Yep. So yeah, I mean, as far as a eyeshadow palette bingo goes, I can't complain about this. This looks pretty darn good. For the look that I wore for for Bub's birthday shenanigans, I went in with the very light mint green called Devoted through the transition area, and then I used some Mutual, and then I ended up darkening that up with some Trust, and then I used Connection all over the lid. And then I wanted something to bridge between the Connection shade and the matte green, so I went in with a bit of Promise and a bit of Loyal. I don't know, I was just like playing and checking it out, and that was my first time using it. And I used Faithful on the inner corner. Like I said, just playing, having a good time. Didn't really know what I was doing, but didn't want anything too wild and crazy because I was taking the boys to the arcade and mini golf. And though they don't care, I don't want people to look at me and go, oof, those poor kids must be so embarrassed. They wouldn't be. I don't think I've ever been able to embarrass any of them. But I don't want to take that chance either. So for this next look, you can see all the shades I went in with because I put them on screen. I definitely wanted to do monochromatic, and you can see here that Loyal shade. It's an interesting shade. And here you can see I did the neutral row, and Self-Love always gets me. I really, really like this look a lot. I don't like doing one look on each eye, but so Companion and Faithful look really nice. Faithful is a bit lighter, translucent, more of a topper kind of shade, I think. But I mean, I think it was really, really pretty. It looked nice. You know, nothing too wild and crazy. For this look, I wanted to do the blue colors, I guess. There's not a lot of blue in here, but I mean, with that bright pastel blue, it leans very blue. And then I used Connection again because it has that blue, pink, purple, gold shift, and it's beautiful. And I wanted it to be kind of like the star of the show. And then for the greens, which might be my favorite, I really, really like the greens in this palette. I really like just the tones, maybe, I don't know. But I thought this look was really, really pretty. I like the monochromatic looks. I like mixing and matching. Both of the matte pastel shades make fabulous inner corner highlight shades if you want something that is matte. So the first look I did, it was pretty thoughtless. Like I didn't put a whole lot of effort or thought into it. The next two were for this video, and you know, I really wanted to do the monochromatic thing, really get a feel for the eyeshadows. So I wasn't overly fussed with the first two looks and those lighter shades. I do think that this palette is very, very wearable, super duper office friendly. If you're looking for this kind of a color story, I think anyone could use it in any scenario and it would work. It has the depth and it has the shimmer to take it from, you know, daytime office appropriate to, you know, if you were the kind of person who goes out once it's dark. That's not me. I don't do that. But, you know, if you did, you could totally go there with this palette. I think as far as like cosmic beauty palettes go, this one feels like the most average consumer friendly. And not that's a bad thing at all. I mean, she just gave us the Sinister palette, which she said point blank was for the creatives. And I really genuinely think this palette is for people who want to whack on 1, 2, 3 eyeshadows and call it a day. You can do almost any 4-pack with this palette. So when I say 4-pack, you know what I mean, like If you're playing bingo, it's the stamp, but any 4 in any combination. So these 2 and these 2. But then you got these 2 and these 2. And all the way down, like both sides, even down the middle, you can do a little 4-pack and have so many options and different kinds of looks. Of course, mixing and matching or staying in the same color family. It's very, very nice. I mean, the quality is lovely. Nothing to say negative about that. I mean, there's nothing negative about this at all. Yeah, I mean, it's just nice. It's a nice palette. The quality is excellent. It's a nice color story. It's very wearable. For me, I think it's not as like fun as some of the other ones are because it just leans more wearable. I'm not done. I am really going to play with this and see what I can do to make it a bit funkified. But yeah, I mean, 0 bad things to say about this palette. It's very, very good. And I think if you were to pick it up, you would really, really like it. Even if you like makeup like me, or you're more consistent and lovely, as opposed to, my friends keep calling themselves boring. And I hate to fight with everybody about things, but sheesh, man, don't be so mean to my friends. Wearing 1 or 2 eyeshadows is not boring. It's lovely. So you can be lovely and not be boring. Anyway, those are my thoughts on this palette after doing 6 looks. It's a good palette, and I'm pretty sure it's still available. So I am a little worried for what Cosmic Beauty bring us next, simply because they've done so many knock your socks off palettes that it's feeling like there's not really anywhere to go. But again, I don't have any imagination for this, so I could be super wrong. And if I am, I will just sit here in my wrongness and be wrong. Hopefully, because I want them to do well. I've been a huge cheerleader for Cosmic Beauty when they were Cosmic brushes. Like, as soon as I discovered them, I was like, rah, rah, Cosmic Beauty. So anyway, hopefully you liked this video or found it a little helpful, hopefully. Let me know in the comment section if you picked this up, if you're planning to, if this is your idea of a good time. I feel like this color story really is probably almost anyone's idea of a good time because you have a little bit of everything. And I think that's nice. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Be good and remember to be kind to you.